Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another spectacular episode of Behad Zindagi. Our today's guest has been a fighter since the age of 17. Armed with a degree in clinical psychology, she aims to spread positivity, laughter and good vibes all over. Of course, with her amazingly wonderful band, in which she happens to be the lead singer and the lead vocalist. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting in front of you all, Miss Kanchan Daniel.
Hello.
So finally, you're here.
Yes, I am.
So how happy do you feel to be on our special show today?
I'm really excited and I'm really happy to have this opportunity to talk about my life.
Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so I'll start on a lighter note. We'll get to the intense stuff later on.
Okay, that sounds good.
So, what was it like when you get your first taste of initial fame, adulation, love and admiration and fan following and stuff like that?
I think it's amazing. So the first time that I took on stage, I was able to put my love for music out there and get the same kind of love from the audience. So it just felt great.
Yeah?
Yeah, and I still receive it till date.
How did singing actually happen to you? How did it all begin?
So it's a little bit of a funny story.
Go ahead.
I was at somebody else's gig and I was standing in the audience and I was singing over their voice in the audience. And my future bandmate was standing.
Offensive.
That's not offensive. Nobody could hear me except my bandmate. And he heard me and he said, you know what? Why don't you come by my studio and maybe we could, jam and see what we can make of it. So at first I was like, no. But then, maybe like a week after that, I thought, you know what, let's do it. Music was never a plan for me, but I said, you know what, might as well just try and do something about it. Just give it a shot. And then also the fact that I had been through, I had battled cancer and I had come out of it recently, that struck me at that point. It was like an epiphany and I was like, you know what, maybe I've been given a second shot at life. Let's just take it and let's see what I can do. And I was at the studio the next day and my life kind of took off from there.
Yeah. Since you know that our show is all about healthy lifestyles, healthy living, so what role does Sehat play in your life? How much of a significance does it hold?
I think health plays a very important role in my life. Even after I got better from cancer, I needed to build my body back up and I needed to eat right. Even when you're playing on stage, you need a lot of energy.
Absolutely.
Not just to sing, but just to move around stage, just to even interact with your audience. You need that energy. You can't be up on stage and be dull.
Right.
So I think staying healthy, staying fit is very important to me.
So tell me one thing, that how did music play an important role in your life during that period of your diagnosis?
Music played a really important role in my life at that point in time.
Really?
So yeah, because I was admitted to the ICU a lot, and in the ICU you can't take your personal belongings, your friends and family can barely visit you. But I think my doctors were kind enough to allow me to take my iPod to the ICU. But I was allowed to use it for like maybe 2 or 3 days. And at that point in time, there was nobody around me, nobody could visit me. So all I had was music at that point in time. So music became like my friend. And songs started having a deeper meaning as opposed to, what I felt about them before I was diagnosed. And then through my diagnosis, they felt differently, and music had a more deeper connection, started having a more deeper connection with my life at that point of time, and it still carries through my music that I put out today.
So you believe that it was during that period of your life that you developed much more love and affection towards
Absolutely, it was
music.
More of a deeper connection with music and what I feel.
How did you guys actually figure out that you're suffering from cancer? How did you diagnose it in the initial stages?
Okay, I started driving and usually I'd get a really bad pain in my right thigh, and at that point in time I thought maybe it's because of overexerting myself or because I'm driving around too much or something of that sort.
Right.
You never think it's cancer of all the things. And I used to also have a lot of fever and frequent fevers. And one day the fever got really bad, so we went to my family physician, and he was checking me, and then he touched my tummy and he said, you know what, I need you to go get a sonography tomorrow itself.
As early as possible.
As early as possible. So next day we went to get the sonogram, And then we found out much later that I was carrying a tumor that was so big it didn't fit on the screen of the sonogram. Yeah.
Oh, God.
So the tumor was big, but it had taken the shape of my body. So I just thought I had great abs or something. I was doing great with my exercise regime or my eating. Yeah, that's how we got to know. And from then onwards, we went to my other doctor, Dr. Nauza Sharia, and he was like, you need to be in the hospital tomorrow. So my only concern when my doctor, told me that, okay, now it's time for your first chemotherapy was, will I lose my hair? Because I just colored it, I just colored it. And she was like, yeah, unfortunately, you're going to lose the hair. So
all right, we understand that. For a girl, it's a prized possession.
Yeah, I paid a lot for it also. But anyway, so what I did was, I said, okay, I'm going to lose my hair, and if I make it, it's going to grow back. So what I did was, we called the barber and I shaved my head off. And I actually carried that hairstyle like
a
shaved
boss.
head, like a peach head throughout my treatment.
Yeah. It's really wonderful when I chat with you and you convert each and every sad and bad time of yours into a humorous conversation.
Yeah, that's how I got by.
That's how you dealt with it?
A lot of humor, a lot of positivity, because where's the sense in crying? All I needed to do was fight it.
And it shows in your music too. Trust me,
it
shows in your performances.
I really hope it does.
Absolutely. So please take us through your fitness regime. How is it like? Do you work out or do you go for walks or something like that?
I like to stay active. So I try and visit the gym at least 3 times a week. But, my schedule is quite busy and I'm always traveling in and out.
Right,
Sometimes I don't get the time to go to the gym. So I try a couple of home workouts. And one thing that really works for me is walking. And it can be any kind of walk. It can just be a walk or it can be some brisk walking. But I like to keep myself active.
In action.
In action. Because, even when you're on stage, you need so much of that energy, not just to sing, to be around that stage, to, interact with your audience. So I like to stay energetic and active so that I can give my best to, my audience.
So what is your diet like? Do you follow a proper diet or something like that?
I love to eat. So I like to eat a lot of everything, but when it comes to staying healthy, I try and incorporate a protein-rich diet in my regime.
What has been, or maybe who has been your ultimate motivation throughout those years?
I think it's been a bunch of people and people around me also who have been, who have motivated me. I'll tell you, when I was told that I have cancer, my first reaction was to not cry, but all I wanted to do was to get it out of my system. And apart from that, I was surrounded by so many wonderful people, my family, my friends, my doctors who are friends till date now. And they just, along with the hidden strength that I didn't even know I possessed, and my own sort of self-talk, the support and positivity of my friends and my family and my doctors, the combination of all of that kept me motivated throughout my journey and kept me fighting. And I think it's been wonderful because here I am today.
One more thing, Kanchan. I'd like to request you, in fact, to please convey some sort of message to all the aspiring youngsters and upcoming artists and performers in future. Because you are one, you've proved your worth, and you have that position to please, in fact, motivate and inspire all of them out there.
So I think I'd like to give you a little bit of a life lesson that I have learned from my own experiences. And what I've learned is that there's going to be many times in life that, life is going to drag you down and bring you down and you're going to feel horrible. But it is at that point of time when we learn to accept these challenges and learn to channel the strength that we have within us to overcome these challenges is when we're going to emerge victorious. So I would say that, don't give up on your dreams, don't stop fighting, and always keep moving forward. They absolutely do.
Thank you so much, Kanchan. You've been really sweet and kind that you entertained all our questions so humbly, so nicely.
Thank
but
you
we're
for
not done
having me.
yet. We have a few of your fans, admirers who are watching us right now, And they have a couple of questions to you. You'd like to answer them?
I would love to.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. So we'll take a couple of them. There's this girl from Ghaziabad, and she says, which was your first performance ever, and where did you perform?
My first performance was in 2012 at Blue Frog in Bombay.
In Bombay itself?
In Bombay itself.
Wonderful. Okay, one more question I'll take. Your favorite song. Which is your favorite song? An all-time favorite song, probably.
Little Wing by Jimi Hendrix.
Jimi Hendrix.
Jimi Hendrix.
Great, 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 great. Now we have someone from down south, and she asks you, person you look up to in terms of motivation as far as your singing profession is concerned.
That would be Janis Joplin. Janis Joplin was an amazing blues and soul singer.
She certainly was.
She was. She's amazing.
Yeah.
And, you know, Janis always inspired me because there were so many things that were going wrong in her own life. But, you know, she always got on stage and she did what she wanted to. And she always delivered and she always put her heart out there into her music. And I relate to that because,
Absolutely.
you know, I've also been through a lot of things. I find solace in being up on stage and singing, and I too try and put myself out there, put my heart out there, and you know, just go for it.
Thank you so much, Kanchan, for being on our show.
Thank you for having me.
It was truly delightful to have you here.
Thank you so much.
And before you leave, since we had a question from one of our fans about your favorite song,
okay,
why don't you hum it for us? Come on.
Okay, I'll probably sing a song that I sang from my very first show. And that's called Feeling Good.
And first performances are always special.
Yeah, they're always special.
Yeah?
Okay, so this one's called Feeling Good. Birds flying high, you know how I feel. The sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by. You know how I feel, yeah, it's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good, yeah, you know I'm feeling good.
How wonderful, how wonderful.
Thank you.
And trust me, it's one of the most melodious endings to our show. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Aditya Birla Health is running an amazing activity on their website online. And for that matter, may I please request Kanchan to invite all our spectators on our website for that.
So this is a really interesting and a cool activity where you guys can share your own inspirational stories or the inspirational stories of others. So it would be great to hear from you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please do visit www.adityabirlahealth.com/Behad Zindagi and register your amazingly motivational stories. Thank you very much for joining us. It truly means a lot to us. Take care.